I'm Felicia Prasad with your Caribbean news on the national and international scene. The April 12th takeover of Air Jamaica by Caribbean Airlines has been pushed back. Chairman of Air Jamaica, Dennis Lalor, this week said Jamaica's national carrier had agreed to the extension from April 12th to April 30th. He said this will ensure that sufficient time is devoted to completing the negotiations, which will result in the route networks of both carriers being combined. Lalor explained that the result would be the creation of a larger, stronger Caribbean airline to serve the region. Caribbean nationals across New York State who have yet to fill out their 2010 census forms are being urged not to be foolish. There is still time for the form to be filled out and returned so that federal dollars desperately needed to keep city services flowing can be accessed, said CaribID officials this week. CaribID also reminded the undocumented that if they do not fill out and return the census form, they are squandering the opportunity to prove they have been living in the U.S., which will be a requirement of getting legalization under immigration reform. Caribbean nationals are again reminded to write in their country of origin or ancestry under the Some Other Race section of Question 9 on forms they got in the mail or on those collected at Be Counted Center. Ensure they add the same information on Question 5. Trinidad and Tobago voters are set to go to the polls ahead of schedule. The island's Prime Minister Patrick Manning has not announced the exact date of election so far, but President George Maxwell Richards dissolved Parliament effective midnight Thursday, a day ahead of a no-confidence vote tabled by the opposition. The election date must be called in at least 35 days. Opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar has warned that Prime Minister Manning has not gotten off scotch-free despite the dissolution. She said the time has come for a unification of opposition forces to ensure a victory for the people. On the ET scene, Barbados singer Rihanna is set to kick off her summer with a major North American tour. The tour, titled Last Girl on Earth, is set to kick off on July 2nd at Seattle's White River Amphitheater. Rihanna will be joined on the tour by rising star Keisha, who will open all dates on the Live Nation-produced tour. The tour will make 25 stops at mix of top amphitheaters and arenas throughout North America this summer, beginning on July 2nd and ending August 25th at the United Center in Chicago, with more dates to be announced soon. The singer is currently in the midst of her fourth critically acclaimed album released, Rated R, and a smash #1 single with Rude Boy, which recently broke a Billboard record as she became the only female artist of the past decade to have 6 #1 singles on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. And in sports, the world's fastest man is set to compete in the Penn Relays later this month. Penn Relays officials this week announced that the world record holder of the 100 and 200 meters, Usain Lightning Bolt, will compete as part of the Jamaica men's 4x100 relay in the U.S. versus the World event on Saturday, April 24th. The star athlete will undoubtedly be greeted by thousands of Jamaican fans who make the annual trek to the relays to cheer on their high school and top athletes. This year's USA versus the World races will be televised on ESPN2 from 8 to 10 p.m. on April 24th. And that's your Caribbean News in brief for this week. Remember, for Caribbean News 24/7, log on daily to CaribWorldNews.com.